everyone, welcome. Trish here. Thank you so much for coming in to see me today. Today I'm going to do a get ready with me. We're going to talk about my opinions fully on the Tati palette. Yeah, we're just going to have fun and hang out. I just made myself another cup of coffee because it is that morning. If you would like to hang out with me, chat for a while, and get ready, then please keep watching. Okay, when I'm looking in the monitor, that is all I can see. So as much as I wanted you all to see the little village, I don't think that's going to be able to happen because it's just, I look weird. I look like my head is on a platter and I'm just sitting here. So, okay, I feel a little more centered now. I'm sorry. I was really hoping that I could get it all. I know it's a lot. I know it's busy, but I just really got into Christmas trees this year and got excited. I thought it would maybe get you all in the Christmas spirit. It's been a long time since I've been in the Christmas spirit, so I'm embracing it and I'm going with it. But for some reason, trees were really the key point. So, and I didn't turn my candles on. I have glitter all over my face. I added a couple trees. And I found a cute little nativity scene that would fit up here. It has glitter on it. I'm all about the glitter. I mean, come on. But because of all this, I have glitter all over my seat, all over my face, in my hair. It's everywhere. And I'm okay with that. I'm trying to work on the best lighting possible, and it still needs work. I did get some new brushes to try. These are brushes from BK Beauty and they feel so luxe and so nice. I do have a couple favorites already. Definitely these three. And I am using this angled more than I thought I would. I used to use angled all the time. But the thing with this angle is that it is tapered. I enjoy this a lot, and of course the smudger brush. I'm going to use these brushes today and show you how nicely they perform. This is Lisa's 201 brush. And like I said, I'm using the Tati Beauty Palette, and I think that you can see that I have definitely used it enough to get some good opinions about it. What I'm going to say first is I'm going to try as much as I can to remove Tati from this. This is just a palette that I purchased. Tati has influenced me to buy things before. Some things have worked, some things have not. I'm going to start by going into Soothe, and with this palette it is best just to tap, and that's it. It is very pigmented. You do not have to go in hard. You don't have to go in and load your brush up. You just tap and build. I have found that this is the best way for me to get the looks that I want out of this palette. I have used this palette and loved it. I have used this palette and been frustrated and ready to throw it. And then I just kind of took a deep breath and I'm like, okay, seriously, this is her first release. This isn't her going in with another company that has been doing this for years and years and years. This is her going in, working with a lab, from my understanding, but this is her going in to a lab that does manufacture other things and telling them, you know, I've used this and this is what I like, this is what I don't want. I want mine to do this. I don't want mine to do that. I mean, that's my understanding. Like I said, I could be absolutely wrong. I don't know. The days that I was most frustrated with this palette were days that I went in a little heavy-handed. This is very much, to me, and this is just my opinion, this is very much to me, let's call it a Build-A-Bear palette. You just go in and you build it slowly. Add a little here, see what it looks like, add a little more, or go on to the next step. This is not a palette that I would ever advise anyone, and I'm just circular motion. I just want it to be really smooth. I would never advise anyone to go in and even wiggle their brush, because that might not work out too well. You might be blending for a while. At least that's what happened to me. I'm going to go into Aura. Once again, just a real quick double tap right up under my brow and working that down into where my crease color starts. I can't know why I can't talk. I just took more medicine, so hopefully I will be able to finish this video. I thought I had a couple videos ready to edit and go, and there were clips missing. One was at the end. Like, I did the whole look and didn't come back and finish the lips and say goodbye. I have no clue what happened. Now I'm going to use the 202 brush. This one, as you can see, compared to the 201, has a lot more of a taper to it. I love this brush. I think this is my very favorite one. I'm going back in to Soothe. Go in there and deepen it up with a smaller brush. Get a little bit down on the corner of my lid. I'm going to use the same brush and go into Story just ever so lightly. I have used this palette a lot. Actually, the past 2 to 3 weeks, I've used this one and the Sweet Peach. I don't know why. I just wanted to play around with these two, and I've enjoyed them a lot. And I'm not comparing them. I'm just saying those are the two that I've used. I'm going to wipe that brush off. I am going to take the same brush and I'm going to tap into Ritual. And I'm just going to put that in the very corner just to deepen it. Especially if I'm kind of going back and forth about the glitter right now. And if I'm going to use the glitter, I want all my other blending done before I go in with the glitter. I am going to go through the palette breakdown and explain everything I do like or I don't like about the palette when we're done. I think something that was brought up is very true as to the fact of the glitters really pop more if they have a little extra base. I've seen people use the other shadows to give that base. I've tried that. I get a little more fallout, not as much lockdown from the glitter. And we are talking glitter, okay? Glitter is going to move. Glitter is going to be everywhere. Even when I use the Stila glitter, it's everywhere. I have come up with a couple techniques that do get me more of what I want from it. So I thought I would share those with you. Let me get one of my flat brushes. We're going to pull out one of my old faves. This is the NYX. This is ESB01. This is the matte white. If you enjoy their white pencil, I believe it's Milk, then you will love this. It is creamier and smoother. I love this. I'm going to put that on. It's a nice sticky base. It cancels out my lid color. So the glitters that I'm going to use are going to pop a lot more. And I will be going in, I'm going to use Aura glitter in my inner part, in the inner part of my lid. Then I'm going to go to Soothe, and then I'm going to go to Story. And that is the glitter. Now, something I have noticed, maybe I'm just a little crazy, and maybe some of you can tell me if you've experienced it. When you first got your palette, do you feel that the glitter had more of a self-tackiness than it does now? I almost feel like my glitter is drier. Because before, when I first got the palette, I could go like this and it was just glitter. Now it's more of a crumbliness to it. I am not here to knock anything. I am sharing my experience. And then let's go into this just a little bit. And I'm going to go in with Ritual instead of Story. It's just my finger isn't picking it up like it did before. Okay, before I go any further, I'm going to take some of my Anastasia glitter adhesive. If you have a problem with your glitter staying in place, I love this from Anastasia, the glitter adhesive. And I just put some on this brush and I just go over top. You don't have to. It's all what you want. Okay, I am going to give that a minute and let that dry. While it's doing that, I'm going to put on my Catrice under eye primer because I love it. I have a little more glitter. Glitter's messy. We know that going into it. We know if it says glitter equals mess, it's going to be messy. But hopefully the couple tips that I gave you will help you have less mess. Here's my Tightline pencil. This is the Milani, and this one is in blue. Luminous Bronze Light is what I'm going to use as my bronzer. Just taking it on this Real Technique brush. I'm going to use Charlotte Tilbury's First Love blush. I'm going to use my favorite combo. This is the Sephora Lashcraft Lash Primer. The main focus today was this Tati Beauty Palette, and mine is dirty. I've been using it. I make no apologies. Let's talk about this palette. I enjoy this palette. I do. First look, I loved it. The second look, I got frustrated. This third look, I got really frustrated. Has she done a great job with this? She did a really good job with this palette. There is some disappointment for me in this palette, but I'm one person out of 110,000 people that have purchased this palette. With the sequins, if you use a regular eyeshadow brush with these, then you are going to get a satin eyeshadow. If you use your finger, then you're going to get a satiny base with micro glitter. I don't like to use my finger. I just don't. It's just not my preferred method in applying eyeshadow. I have aging eyes. So if I go in even with my pinky to put a shadow in, it's not going to go exactly where I want it to go. Now, in saying that, just like I showed you how I will use the white base, or you can use any base, I have also used a shadow stick. This is a CoverGirl shadow stick. Which one is this? I don't think it says. It just says cream shadow stick. If I take that and put it right here, okay, that has formed a grippy base. So I then could take a flat brush, let me find one, and you're still, I hope you can I hope you can, I hope the lights are showing that. You can still get some of the pigment. You're not going to get as much as if you do use your finger, of course. And I don't know how much is your fingers picking up that much more, or it's actually your body heat. Heat is just adding a little extra oomph to it. But see, even if you go to build, you're getting more of the base than the pigment that you have over, or than the micro glitter that you're having over here. I was really excited about the sequin. Maybe I just didn't listen correctly. I don't know. I will say I do love the mattes. I love the mattes. Go in light-handed. When I say to you, let me see if I can find a clean, not stained white brush. When I say to you to start building your crease collar, that it looks like nothing. That will get you your crease collar. The metallics, I love. I love these metallics so much. The metallics are such a good formula, and it's almost as if they are smoothing to my eyelid. I really enjoy the metallics in here. Now the glitters, I've heard people go on and on about the glitters. Glitter is glitter. If you enjoy playing with glitter, the best thing you can do, my advice is to find a method that is going to work with making the glitter work for you. I shared something that I have been doing. It's been doing a really good job. Before I came back from this last time and my hair was done, I actually did another video with the Dyson. And so this guy was on blowing around my face. I went outside. The wind is blowing a little bit. Played around with the dogs for a few minutes, grabbed some lunch real quick, and I came back and sat down to film. My eyeshadow has not moved. I do not have a bunch of glitter all over my face. I, as a matter of fact, don't see any on my face right now. So many times we recontaminate things with glitter because we're not being careful. If you want to play with glitter and you don't want it to be a hot mess, I don't care whose glitter it is. I don't care who made it. You have got to take extra steps because it's so easy. I am really bad about just on my leggings if I don't have one of my white rags on me. You have to be really careful. You just do. It's part of the glitter game. If you want to be in the glitter, you gotta take extra precautions. Now, after I did get my glitter on my eye, I did wipe this off again, and honestly, my opinion, only my opinion, microfiber works so well when it comes to wiping off your brush because it's like a magnet and it pulls the glitter away from the brush. Glitters are beautiful. They are beautiful. I have come to think, or at least I think I'm thinking, that they have dried out some. Because before, when I first got, and I could be wrong, it could be the 2 days that I forgot to close it up, but I think that when I first got it, it felt like it had a medium in there. It felt like it had something in there, a base, because it adhered. I didn't use anything the first couple times that I used the glitter. Now I have to. So whether it was because it is kind of it's not airtight, but it's enough to keep that from drying out. And when I kept it open, I probably did that myself. It's just one of those things. If these are colors that you are going to be able to create looks, if you're going to have fun with, then yeah, this will be a fun palette for you. If you would never use the glitters, if you would never use the metallics, then, that really only leaves you with these two. And this one, if you apply it with your finger, has a little bit of micro glitter. So this is definitely not a palette for everyone. It's just not. but it could be a palette for a lot of people. It, to me, reminds me of Tati when I look at it. It does. Did she do a good job? Yeah. I think she did a good job. She tried something really different. I like this. I like the names and the finishes. I like that. I know some people have said that they hate it, they don't like it. I like it. Do I think there's room for improvement? Yes, I do. Am I sorry I got it? No, I'm not. I'm going to continue to enjoy this palette. Look forward to see what she has coming out again. And, you know, not just with this palette, with any, just look at it as a whole. That's what I started having to do. My palette collection is out of control. It's out of control. Nobody's fault but mine. And I know I need to go through and narrow it down, because I will never, if I had 2,500 eyes, I would still never use all the eyeshadows that I have. I could never use all those eyeshadows. Now, when I look at a palette, I think, what in here is not a carbon copy of something I have? And how would I use this palette as a whole? Just the whole thing. How much use would I get out of it? Are there more in here that I would use and have fun with than there are that I wouldn't? And with this palette, there's a lot more in this palette that I do enjoy than that I don't. So I do enjoy this palette. There's a learning curve. Some people don't want to put that into it. I get it. I used 3 of the glitters, and I didn't, it's not all over all of my shadows. There's been days I've just used all the mattes. I've still thoroughly enjoyed it. This is one of those palettes you have a little more going in slowly, but at the end, you're going to get some beautiful looks from it. I enjoy it. I hope if you got it that you enjoy it, that there's more in it that you love than you dislike. Let me know down below. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you have a really good day, and I will talk to you in the next video.